Hi everyone and welcome back for another video. Today I do have a few mail items that we're going to look at. Uh, pretty good, pretty good stuff. Um, the first thing we're going to look at is a package from my Goosebumps crew brother, Isaiah Vargas. We did a little trade. I traded him a TV Presents book I had an extra of for a first edition, first print of How to Kill a Monster. And I actually have this at first print, but the difference between this one and the one that I have currently is this one still has the bookmark and cards inside. Now the cards are detached, um, but it is complete. So to me, that's a win. I'll take that because I'm currently trying to do a whole first edition, first print of the original 62. So I needed this to complete that because the ones that actually have inserts, I want to have the inserts to complete that set. So appreciate it, man. Could not do that without your help getting this one. And yeah, man, I'm still got a lot. I got so many of those to go. But regardless, our next one, actually, this is something I've ordered on eBay. Um, now these aren't like actual full on comic book. These are just front and back cover, um, due to the fact that we really don't know what would be inside of these. But you're going to recognize these right off the bat. So I've already unboxed everything to save you guys the trouble of watching me open boxes because, that's not fun. Um, what's fun is looking at the stuff that is done. So the first one we're going to look at here is a replica of the Tales uh, of the Ghastly Grinner. And of course, if you watch Are You Afraid of the Dark, you know that Amos Crawley, who was Chuck in the Goosebumps series, starred in this one. And the replica is really cool. It's really a shame that they couldn't put anything inside. And of course, they had to take some liberties with it, but it's still really cool. Something that I've wanted for a while, but it's just not been high on my list. But for the price, I mean, these are really good. So let me put this back in there because the way they came was, like this, which makes sense because I mean, obviously it's hollow, it's just a shell. Now I could display it like flat out, I guess, so you can see the front and back rather than just the front or the back, which I still might do. But I think it's really cool that they did include like advertisements on the back, Nickelodeon and things like that. The other one I got from the same seller. Now we did have Scott Wickware on the podcast. I hope you watched that episode because him and his wife Marilyn, who was also in Welcome to the Dead House with him, um, actually surprised us on that podcast. It was really fun. And I got this a little too late, but of course it's a replica of the uh, Mass Mutant comic book, The Galloping Gazelle's Last Ride, and then of course the back here. Because there's not too much of a glare, I'll leave actually this in the package. No reason to take it out. I took it out of the other one because I thought there'd be a glare. Um, but yeah, very cool. Um, Something I wouldn't mind getting an extra of to send to Scott. I think he'd probably find that pretty cool. Something for his Mass Mutant collection because if you watch the podcast, he actually had a an artwork piece that was from the episode, which was really cool. So the last package that I got today, this was a trade I did with Goosebumps Nostalgia. Shout out to him. And I gotta tell you guys, man, the Goosebumps community is amazing. I mean, there are people, of course, like every community, they're kind of um, I'm not gonna name names or do any of that, but overall, the Goosebumps community, man, they really like they stick together. They've got uh, you know a better personality, I guess, than some of the other uh, collectors groups that are out there that I'm a part of. And this just goes to show you, okay? So the first thing I'm gonna show, okay, there's a little letter here, and it said, "Hey Shawin, thank you very much for the trade because I did again trade him an item for these. It was actually meant for one, but this is why I say the community as a whole is really great. You know, he didn't have to throw in extras, but he did. He told me he was going to throw in extras, didn't tell me what they were. So I only knew about the one item, and we'll get to that here in a moment. So I went ahead and along and added a few more goodies for you, brother. I hope you enjoy them at Goosebumps Nostalgia. And he said, I noticed you had a sealed one. Here's another one. And again, we'll get to that. But again, Goosebumps Nostalgia on Instagram. Go follow him if you haven't already. A lot of good content, a lot of cool stuff. Another big Goosebumps collector. But that's what I mean about the community. It's really, really great that they are able to stick together like that to throw in extras to help you out. You know, Rob, who I mentioned before, he did that with me. He threw in extras. He didn't have to. Really cool extras. And the same thing now with Goosebumps Nostalgia. So we'll get to the extras first. So of course I'm the haunted mask, you know, enthusiast, a collector. It's what I primarily only collect, but I do have other Goosebumps goodies. So of course, you know, he threw in some haunted mask trading cards, um, which you know can never have enough. Can never have enough. I like displaying the cards. And then he also threw in this Creepy Co pin. Now I have one, but this one's different. This one, I don't know if they just changed it over time. I think the design is relatively the same. It's just the packaging that's different, so that's kind of cool. It's nice to have a another haunted mask pin, and especially one that's packaged differently. So kudos. And this one is the one out of the whole thing that really surprised me. He didn't know I was looking for this, but it's really awesome that he threw this in because this is something I wanted. He didn't know that, but now you do. Uh, but the Disney Adventures Goosebumps book that was out when Disney actually owned. And yeah, but this thing is looks great. It doesn't have like I've seen some of the other ones that have like a sticker on the front that has the person's mailing address and everything like that. This one's pretty clean. It's in great shape. Um, you know, I appreciate this a lot, dude. I mean, like I said, you didn't know I was looking for this, but this is one I was looking for. So I'm very happy to have this. Uh, really appreciate it, dude. I don't know what else to say about that. Um, definitely glad to have that in the collection now. But this is the thing I traded for. So these things are so hard to find, and I don't know why. If it's just because maybe I think this might have been an overseas thing for the most part, or kind of like Series 2 collectibles, where this was during the Disney run. I'm not really sure. I don't know a lot about these. But if I had to guess, it's because they were probably an overseas thing only, like Australia, maybe UK. I'm not really sure. But these little mini scare packs. I have a haunted mask from this set, sealed, and it's up there in the display case, the little figurine. But I don't have the box with it, so I was looking for a box, just the box. I don't need anything else. Um, but this just again shows you how really cool the community is, and how like nice everybody in the community is that you can deal with if you treat each other with respect and go out of your way and sometimes make somebody a good deal. Um, you know, and that it just it blows me away. I love the Goosebumps community, I really do. Um, but this is really cool. I mean, I've been wanting to get this box for a hot minute, so I'm very glad to have one now to go with my haunted mask. But what's great about this, it felt heavy. I was like, well, that's weird. I thought I was just getting the box. So he did include the little scare pack like checklist that had all those on there, which is really awesome. I don't know how well you're going to be able to pick that all those up, but not every single one of these was released, unfortunately. Like I don't know if it's just because of the deal that the distribution deal with Parachute Press at the time, or what. I have no idea why they didn't make the rest. It's a shame they didn't because the like all these look really cool. But the back just has the checklist so you can check off which ones you have, which ones you don't. So that was included, but I also looked inside and I saw this. Now I haven't unwrapped it from the bubble wrap. I saved it for this, but I can see through the bubble wrap what it is. And this goes back to the note that I told you all. And I really hope you had an extra one of these, dude, and you didn't just throw it in just because. I mean, but I do greatly appreciate this because I would love to have had one out of the package, but these are hard to come by, um, and usually expensive when you do. But a little haunted mask figurine that came in this set in the mini box set. So I didn't know this was in there until like obviously I got the package. Like I didn't know he's going to send it. Um, dude, thank you so much. That's really cool. It's definitely going to go up in the display, and the one that's packaged might actually just go in the box. Um, yeah, that's really cool, dude. I appreciate that so much. So thank you again to Goosebumps Nostalgia. Again, the two items that were comic book replicas from the Ghastly Grinner and Attack of the Mutant. I got those on eBay. And of course, my Goosebumps brother, Isaiah Vargas, for the trade with How to Kill a Monster, first print, first edition, with the inserts. But that's all I've got for today, guys. I really hope you check out our latest podcast from the Goosebumps crew on the Goosebumps channel. We interviewed with Ian Clark, also known as Compton Dawes, in Welcome to Dead House. Absolutely delightful conversation with him. He was such a cool guy. I mean, so knowledgeable. Like he brushed up on that because it's been like 30 years. So really cool of him to talk to us. And next week we have Goosebumps Completionist, a YouTuber. If you don't know who that is, go check out his channel. He does some great content. Very knowledgeable. So appreciate you guys. And until next time, followers beware. You're in first.